Welcome to the third presentation of NVC. If you notice for number one, describe NVC in your own words. Can anyone give us what they wrote?
Use of action and language in a trying situation that does not convey anger or hostility to the other party.
All right.
It's all better than I had.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anybody else had anything, or if you don't want to share, that's fine.
Nonviolent communication is a variation of communication using positive terms when talking in the form of compliments or hints, while hinting violence or being disappointed.
That was also
Okay.
better than mine.
All right. Well, so I think I want to touch up on with NVC and just to see how the follow up went. You all went to game day, correct? Last Saturday. Okay. Would you say you have used NVC or have you seen any NVC at all at this game day? And if so, why or why not?
Yes, people were very kind, and they also gave very good feedback on how to play better and to be just a better player in general when you're playing a certain type of deck. Not many people got you down or had anger towards you. Of course, there was some frustration, but nothing that bad.
Anybody else want to share their experience for game day or?
Yeah, once again, a lot of people were nice about it. Some of them even offered to even trade cards to try to improve the deck afterwards to help with the players' experience.
For number two, the four components of NVC. It takes a little bit, but can anyone tell me what they wrote down?
Number one, observation, and then feelings, needs, requests. It's hard to read my own handwriting.
Yeah, these are just like the four components of NVC, and it's basically like a step by step on how to get through a solution. And so, obviously, observation is when you're observing a situation that you notice there's something wrong. Feelings is looking at how you feel about the situation or what's happening. Needs, pretty simple. You look at your own needs, values, or the other party's needs and values, and then requests. What actions you want to take to get these problems solved. Can anyone tell me what they got for number three?
Well, since somebody else is stepping I put yes, you still use NVC when angry, because even though you are angry, you can maintain control of yourself, and you are able to use the four components that we named in number two to be able to kind of work through that anger and not convey that onto whoever the other party or parties are. So like even during the game day, we had those people that were angry because maybe their deck didn't work the way it was supposed to, land screwed, anything like that. They were still able to not be angry at the other person because it's not really their fault kind of thing. So.
Would you ever use NVC here, or would you think NVC here is possible, or any place in general, I should say?
Oh, quite definitely. You just have to keep your anger controlled.
Anger control. Anyone else have any comment to that question, or?
I think it's easier when it's people that you know, like us. Even before recording stuff, we were all messing with each other and whatnot. I think it is definitely easier with people we control. But if we could start working on people that we might not necessarily know as well, it would start working better for us. Because if we do it with people we don't know that well, how much better will it be with people that we do know that well? So
I believe for number four, the question was about using NVC to get needs met. Would you guys say that's true or not true?
Yep, Bill.
I would say using NVC definitely gets your needs met more often. People usually react better to kindness and less better, less good, whatever, to anger or hatred or.
You're welcome.
People don't really like being yelled at. They don't like getting their feelings hurt or anything of that kind. People like feedback to improve themselves as a better person or things like that.
Would you guys say, have you learned anything through NVC as well as playing Magic the Gathering? Like, have you noticed any experiences, or have you maybe played a little differently ever since these presentations? I know we have a couple of new players, but to the previous players.
I think that since our presentations, it has come up more. Just like it was more one of those things you don't think about, and then like somebody brings it to the forefront and is like, hey, like this is a common thing or whatnot. They just automatically brings it to where it starts catching your attention and stuff like that. So things that I might not have necessarily noticed about myself or other players, I have caught myself noticing like on game day or whatnot with certain people causing problems and whatnot, just stuff like that. So I think at least definitely put it to the forefront, and we're paying more attention to it now as opposed to when we were back then or whatnot. So
All right. So I guess do you have anything else, Mike? If not, so all right. So would you say like you like learned any aspects or anything from these presentations at all? Would you guys? I mean, how many of you knew NVC before we even came here to present it?
I had no clue.
Yeah, no idea.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's not really a well-known kind of type of communication because it's. I mean, you have to like look into it in order to figure it out or understand what it is.
I think they know it. Is they just didn't know like a specific term for that type of
A
communication.
specific term. But yeah, so like so would anyone like to comment maybe on one thing they learned overall in general, or
Just learning about how common of a problem it is.
how what? Sorry.
How common of a problem it is.
Oh. You sir? Would you say you have like would you say you've like learned anything ever since these few presentations or so? Like would you say have you experienced any of this or like
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few experiences since it happened. I mean, like he said, I mean, I never would have really paid much attention to it before, but since the presentation, it's come to mind more often, so.
All right, well, unless anyone has anything else to say, thank you guys for the presentation, and we hope that you can help spread NVC along with F&M and just throughout the, in general. So thank you so much.